So it looks like we are now streaming to Facebook Live, so I can go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone to our panel tonight, which is titled A Woman's Place, a panel of New Lenox women's business owners. We're super excited to have you all here tonight, both on Zoom and on Facebook Live. And we're super excited to have our panelists here with us. It'll be a fun evening of discussion. I wanted to start by letting you know, if you don't know me, my name is Clarice. I am the Adult Services Programming Coordinator here at the library. And I do have to spiel a little bit about what's going on at the library. We do have some exciting programs coming up next month as well. We have some programs to celebrate Financial Literacy Week, one about paying for college and one about veterans benefits. And then we also have an exciting program that we're a part of with 70 other Rails libraries, which is a fireside chat with the author John Sanford, which I know a lot of our patrons love. So we're super excited to be a part of that. You can visit our library calendar for more information on that. But now we'll get to our main event. A couple of ground rules before we start. For those of you joining us on Zoom on this panel, I will let you know that it is both being recorded and streamed to Facebook Live. Just so you guys know, and if you're comfortable with that, great. If you're not, we do ask that you leave the panel. And then since this is an open panel and Q&A, we just ask that anyone asking questions or responding be respectful, as this is a celebration of our community and we're excited to reflect that in this program. So how the panel will work is that I will start by asking the panelists some questions I have. We have four businesses here with us tonight, represented by a couple of wonderful ladies. And after I ask those questions, we will move on to any questions from our attendees, both on Zoom or Facebook Live. And you guys can feel free to unmute and ask those questions, or you can ask them in the chat on Zoom. And then if you're watching through Facebook Live, you can feel free to comment. I'll be monitoring that chat as well. So if you have any questions, I will ask them in your stead. I know we might have a couple other women's business owners here with us tonight. So if you are interested in answering a question that is asked, I will have the panelists answer first. And then if anyone else would like to respond, I will ask for that response after the panelists give their response. So let's get started with our program. I am going to start by having our four panelists introduce themselves. I'm going to ask them to say their names, what their business is, and how long they've been running their business. So you guys can choose who gets to start.
Hi, my name is Kasia Topor, and I live in Lenox for the last probably 15 years, and I'm a proud owner of ProCore Fitness. It's family-owned gym facility, and on May 1st this year, we're celebrating 6 years.
Very exciting. Tiffanee or Cedar?
I'm Katie Brsan, and these are my two partners, Tiffanee and Aaron Gunther, and we own Cedar and Moss Studios. We're a photography studio in New Lenox. We've been Cedar and Moss for, we just had our 1-year anniversary, and before that, we each had our own individual photography businesses.
Very nice. Tiffanee?
I am Tiffanee Fouts, and I am the owner of Cruise Planners and Principal Travel. I've lived in New Lenox for almost 27 years. Our business has lived in New Lenox for almost 5 years now, which is super awesome. But we're a full-service American Express travel company, and we specialize in international destinations, both on land and sea, as well as Disney and Hawaii. So I always tell my people, where do you want to go next? I can get you there.
That's exciting. Very exciting. And Gina?
Hi, I'm Gina Buck, and I'm the owner of Gina's Teardrop Cafe in New Lenox. We've been there, we're celebrating 7 years plus. Very happy to be a part of New Lenox. It's a great community, and we love our restaurant.
Gina, Tiffanee and I were talking about how addicting your food is and how dangerous it is for a lunch stop. Okay, well, we can go ahead and get started with some of our questions. So the first question I have for our panelists is, what inspired you as women business owners to get started into your businesses? And I know you each have different backgrounds and have been in your business for a different amount of years. So I'm excited to hear about what kind of brought you to where you are?
So Kasia here from ProCore. I've been in the fitness industry for over 20 years, basically working for different gyms, different, facilities. And one day after all my 3 kids were born and my daughter was 1 year old, I said, I'm going to open a gym one day. And one of my friends says, sure you are. Go ahead, let me know when it's going to happen. So I'm like, yeah, let my daughter go to the kindergarten. Well, my daughter was in the kindergarten and she's asking me, well, you're going to open your gym. I'm like, I don't know, maybe when she goes to the 1st grade. So basically, me and my business partner, Carrie Gath, we decided to open my own gym. And why did I open it? Because I lost my mom and my dad to the diseases that could be prevented, such as heart attack, diabetes, high cholesterol, and cancer. Certain things we can prevent. So I'm on a mission to help people. I am every single time when I have a client coming to my gym, to my facility, I am asking specific questions. What brought you here? Who referred you? And what can I do for you? And why do you want to train with me? Why do you want to be part of ProCore Fitness family? So I want to help people basically, because I lost my mom and my dad to all those diseases that could be prevented. And I'm doing it for the last 6 years and I'm super proud of it.
Any of our other panelists?
So I think the 3 of us all kind of have a similar story, except for maybe Erin, but like the 3 of us we're all moms, we all have little kids, and this starting the business was just a good way to make extra money while still getting to be home and having a flexible schedule. It's for me. So yeah. I mean, Erin started hers before she had kids, her first business. So
Yeah, because you guys had had 3 separate studios and then combined them, correct?
we were 3 separate businesses, but we shared one studio space, and then we just combined forces to just be one company.
Very nice.
It got hard.
Yeah.
It got way too hard and busy for all of us to wear as many hats in one business. So we were like, let's just merge all 3 of us together and do less while being able to shoot more.
Hey, that works.
Okay.
How about you, Tiffany?
We have always been a family that traveled. I was on my first vacation at 9 days old, so obviously I remember that well, but I'm sure my parents would rather forget it. But we've always been a family that just prioritized experiences over things. So it was always a part of my life, but it was never part of the plan to make a career out of it. I was in grad school getting ready to climb that corporate ladder, and this opportunity came to purchase an existing travel franchise from a family friend. And, we kind of just said, why not? And now here I am 5 years later, and it's awesome. I love what I do, and I love that it gives me the freedom to travel when we can. Obviously last year was a little bit, I was more grounded than normal, but yeah, it's always been a part of my life, but now it's part of my career too.
Very nice. I'm excited to get into kind of the challenges you guys have. I know all of these businesses have faced. But first, Gina, you want to talk a little bit about your background?
Well, I come from a family of everybody in the restaurant business. My father worked for Pepsi Cola and my brother owns a restaurant. So it was something that I always wanted to do too. I started at 14 in a local restaurant, and I lied, said I was 16, but anyway, that's beside the point. But something that I've always liked, and I was working for someone else, and I was like, I could do this. I could do this myself. So just decided to open my own business. Got pretty lucky because we found a location that was already a restaurant and into my own place. So it worked out well. So I'm 7 years later going strong. So
excellent. We love to hear that. Love to hear success stories and family business stories. So following up a little bit, what made you guys either like open in New Lenox or stay in New Lenox? What do you guys like about having New Lenox as your location? Because we do have a very strong community here in New Lenox, and I kind of want to hear what that experience has been for you guys.
Well, Gina from Teardrop can speak on that, just because this last year, 2020, the restaurant business, anybody's restaurant business took a hit. It was a tough year. And we came through shining. People in New Lenox are amazing. Carry outs, did whatever they needed to do to keep us open, shop local and eat local. And people really, really responded to that. We are very blessed to be in New Lenox. There's a reason that we're in New Lenox, but people in New Lenox are awesome. And we survived a tough year. So I can tell you there's a great reason that we're in New Lenox. It's people and just wonderful customers. Very, very blessed.
You can't beat having a work 8 minutes away from your house. You can't beat. So this is me right here. I've been in New Lenox so long, also over 15 years, and I looked a lot places, and I always follow my inner gut. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like I always think about, this is my inner gut, and what does it tell me? And I looked for many, many facilities and many different towns, but I'm like, this is too far. This one is too big. This one is here. And when I saw my ProCore Fitness to be, I was like, this is it. It's right here. 8 minutes from my house. It's where I live. When my kids go to school, I can always be a mom, full-time mom. I have 3 of them, 3 kids. So I can always jump in and pick them up or go to school. And people here are amazing. And my business survived COVID 2020 just because of people from New Lenox. But I remember, guys, I have members coming all the way from downtown, from Chicago, from it's different facilities. People drive for 2 hours, hour and a half right now. I'm from Sycamore. I don't even know where Sycamore is, to be honest with you. I know, right? And Sycamore, I'm like, okay, keep coming. But I have people, because we advertise by the word of mouth, and that's the best advertisement we have. If somebody has a great experience, you tell somebody and they tell somebody through the word of mouth, and that's how ProCore Fitness is well known. So
Excellent.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what Kasia was saying, like, this is home. This has always been home. So what better place to start? But I know, it wouldn't even be a thought process to go somewhere else, even if it wasn't home, just because, we're super involved with the chamber. Emily is a great asset to that, the New Lenox Chamber, and she just like jumps on in and is like, let's do marketing ideas. Let's get your name out there. Let's do this. Let's use your business and let's tell other people. And, I think what makes New Lenox strong and other small communities is just, it is word of mouth, like you were saying. And, it's so cool to use local businesses. Like, my headshots are by Cedar and Moss, and I eat at Gina's Teardrop Cafe all the time because my office is like less than a half mile away, so it's dangerous. I need to go to Kasia more because I eat at Teardrop so much. So
I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
Just keep on me, all right? Yeah, it's just, we're stronger together. So yeah, super cool, good to be in New Lenox.
This is great.
Yeah, I would say we're in New Lenox. We 2 of us live in New Lenox, 1 lives in Manhattan. Location was definitely key when we found our studio. Like, our children go to school here, same thing, just easier to pick them up. And again, word of mouth is also really nice with us too. So I feel like New Lenox is in a really good location as well with all the surrounding towns. We're kind of like in the middle because all of our clients are in a circle of us. So I feel like New Lenox is a good home base for that.
That's exciting to hear, especially if there's entrepreneurs out there who are interested in using New Lenox as their location. So that's always good to hear. And I know some of you guys have already kind of touched on this, but this year, or the past year, has been really, really, really challenging. We are just past the year anniversary of when the pandemic officially started, when everyone went into quarantine. So I have to ask you guys, what has been your biggest challenge during the pandemic, and how have you overcome it? Because I know each of you are from very different industries, but every one of them is most likely been affected by the pandemic, as most businesses have been. So what has been your biggest challenge, and what have you done to overcome it?
I would like to start this one if that's okay. So basically our story, we became an official legal business the day before quarantine happened. We announced it the day before, and then everything shut down. So we were like, well, here we are, we're brand new. We were so excited. We worked for months on our branding and the legal stuff and getting our studio prepared, and then everything shut down. So we were kind of like, well, that was terrible timing. But it gave us a chance to put our name out there and instead of working right away. So it actually helped us in those 3 months that we couldn't shoot to get our name out there and to like, we did a raffle for the Lincoln Way area. We had people stop by our studio just so they knew where it was to grab rocks to paint for their kids. So we were trying like for those 3 months to just be like, this is us, this is who we are, this is where we are, but without even working. So it kind of worked to our advantage. It would have been nice to be collecting money in those 3 months, but we did everything we could to get our name out there. And I feel like that it made us really strong from the beginning. So we kind of went from there and just like rocked it. So, I mean, it stunk, but I think it helped in the long run as well.
Cool. Very nice. That's very exciting.
So pandemic started in March, right? And basically we had no idea what was going on. I mean, everybody had to shut down, and I was like, what do we do? And we didn't know. Everybody thought that the germs are walking basically on all the equipment. They're walking, on clothes and hair. We have no clue what was going on. So as we all did, we all shut down. But immediately what I did, I created a Facebook page for all the members to keep them engaged. And many other businesses probably did the same thing. I'm not sure what, like for the, my fitness perspective, but I engaged all the members of the facility, and all the instructors were doing daily classes through their homes and Zooms. We had classes with the kids. We had classes from the teachers, because we have over, 100, now it's like 180, 200, over 200 members. So I created that Facebook page, and that actually was a lifesaver for all of us. I cannot thank you, all the members, because for them not quitting my facility, the ProCore fitness family, we survived. Many gyms are there. Many businesses there filed bankruptcy, and they're closing the doors because they cannot afford anything right now. And I'm very fortunate that my members sticked around, and they said, don't worry. I said, I will give you money back. I'll give you all this stuff. I said, don't worry, whatever you need, I'm right here. Somebody said, one lady told us, if somebody needs membership for a month, I will pay for them. So what I created, ladies, I created a family. It's not a gym. I don't call it a gym. I call it ProCore family, because you come to my facility and you feel like back home. You know what I'm saying? It's most of them, there are women, and I am a huge supporter of women, and whatever it takes, we should stick together because this world is driven by men. I hope nobody's out there listening to us. I'm just kidding. But
Women's History Month,
right?
We're celebrating.
We need to support each other. Doesn't matter if it's physically, mentally, spiritually. We all have to, be together. But my members did an amazing job, and because of them not quitting the gym, not canceling the memberships, I survived.
Excellent. Tiffanee or Gina?
I can go, Tiffanee.
Go for it, Gina.
All right. Well, we did not close our doors. We stayed open. We relied a lot on carryouts. And then when we could open, we opened. When we could put stuff outside, we had an outdoor patio in the parking lot, overviewing, Laraway. It was a great patio, but we did what we had to do. We followed all the guidelines. We've been living with the mask on and just doing what we have to do, keeping people separated. All the staff had to wear masks, and again, I go back to thanking the customer. The customer is the one that kept us open. We could have done all those things right, but if we didn't have people coming and supporting us, basically what we had. And, you know, on a different note, you know, I listened to Cedar and Moss. We kind of did the same thing because you're from the library, but anybody that doesn't know this, we opened a little coffee shop inside the library. So we have Teardrop at the library. And that opened right in the middle of this also. So I feel for you guys because I know how it is to open a business for a pandemic, because we did it too, just a little one at the cafe at the library. But it's the loyalty and the faithfulness of the people from New Lenox and all over that supported local. And that's what kept us open. So that we made it through a tough time, but I think together everybody was saying these things. Like I heard you say about your members and everything. Everybody was saying that. So support local, keep staying, support local, support local. We had signs made. One of the local signs company brought signs over that said support local. I think together as a community, several communities, we were able to support and survive this. So that's how we made it through.
Yeah, you know, the travel industry still hit pretty hard. We're by no means out of the woods yet, but resorts are opening up, and, you know, theme parks are open now, and Europe's still closed, but it'll be open one day, and cruising will be back one day. And so through this whole experience, it's just really, you know, from day one, it was middle of spring break travel season. So that's one of my busiest times of the year. And, you know, it goes from, okay, everything's nice and ready to go. All the trips are ready to, okay, we got to cancel everything or reschedule. And so it just from day one was kind of like, all right, put on your big girl pants and let's go. You know, you just got to do it and kind of roll with the punches a little bit. But it's been nice because we've almost been able to start over as a company, not start a new one. I'm not going to try to jump on this train because I don't know how you guys have done it with actually starting a new company. But, you know, to be an agent now, that I can be a little bit more picky with my clients, and I can say, you know what, no, you shouldn't go on that trip. It's not going to be open. And just being more confident in the way that I can present destinations to people. And COVID's going to be part of our lives for a while now. And now that's just part of my questions that I go through when I start planning a trip for people. Like, you know, how aware of COVID are you? Do you want to leave the country? You know, there's some stipulations that have to happen because of that. Or if not, we have great domestic locations. So, you know, my job is to go and get people into the world, but from the pandemic, I've had to bring the world to people. So we've done, you know, travel from your couch posts, and I do travel mugs. I have my Cozumel mug right now that I post pictures of because it's cute and it's funny and gets people thinking, not that New Lenox isn't great, but where can I go that isn't New Lenox and maybe is a little bit more of a destination than New Lenox is. Not that it's not great, like I said.
I love hearing these stories. I had no idea about a lot of this. Cedar and Moss, I had no idea that you started your business the day before the pandemic. I think that's incredible. Gina, I joined the New Lenox community a little bit after the pandemic started, so I didn't know you guys were open from day one. So it's really cool to hear all of this. And Kasia and Tiffanee, your stories as well. I will give people let people know that I only have like one or two more questions. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Also, if you're watching through Facebook Live, feel free to comment your questions and I can go ahead and read them. Once I wrap up my questions, we'll move on. And if anyone wants to ask questions also out loud, unmute themselves, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But one of my last questions is, because we are celebrating Women's History Month, and because people do wonder about, okay, do women still face certain discrimination in businesses in this day and age? Have any of you faced a challenge as a woman business owner in modern day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, and yes. Especially me, I am in the fitness industry. And if you look around, ladies, not only in New Lenox and Southside or in Chicago, the majority of the fitness facilities are owned by who?
Men.
Thank you. So I am going against everybody's odds. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm a Polish immigrant. and I'm the only child, so I'm a fighter. I don't give up. I don't take no for an answer. I'm going to everybody against everybody's odds, because I've been told many times, and I said to my friends and coworkers one day, a long time ago in different places, I said, I'm going to open a gym. Oh, go ahead. Let me see how it works for you. I'm like, okay, I'll show you. So basically, I'm a strong, independent mom. And I don't take no for an answer for myself. I have my own particular goals for myself, for my business. I had 2 year, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years and 20-year goals. And I'm going one after another, checking them all. So my business industry is driven by all men. And to be a woman who stands out and who is a mom of 3 kids, independent single mom, who is a professional bodybuilder and travels around the country and competes in the bodybuilding competitions, it shows something. And actually, to be honest with you, men are afraid of me, and I like that. Yeah. It's called fear. And I love fear fear of competition, fear of saying no to me. I'm just kidding, but it's a competition fear. So I like that. I like that. What does it do to me? It motivates me. It motivates me to not give up. And don't get me wrong. People call me, I'm a badass. I'm a strong, I this and that. But you know what? Deep inside, I'm a mom. I got 3 kids and I cry. I do cry. We all cry. And there are days and nights that I'm like, just go to bed. Don't worry about it. Get up in the morning and you're going to be all right. But I am going against everybody's odds, because a lot of people, and especially males, told me that I'm never going to make it in this industry. And here I am.
Love it. Ours isn't really, I wouldn't say towards our industry, but just as business owners, when we had first gone looking for studio space, we had seen a handful of places around New Lenox multiple times. It was all men. If we needed permission from our husbands to sign the lease, which blew my mind, first of all, because that's not up to him, that's up to us. But right, like we were asked that several times, like check in with your husband, let us know if everything's okay. And that was just like, that was at the beginning of our search and really wanting to extend our business and be bigger than what we were. And it just blew our minds, like that people still thought that way, and that people thought that we needed permission or an okay from our husbands,
or even like guidance. Like people were like, when we were doing negotiations for the lease and stuff, they were like, oh, do you need to like have your husbands come in and help you? And we're like,
it's just insanity. Yeah. And yeah, we're very strong women. So of course we just kind of put them in their place, but that's the kind of things that we saw. It wasn't really in our industry, just being business owners and stepping out as a woman, I guess, in the world was
or even
interesting.
Like I shoot a lot of the weddings, and if I'm at a wedding and there's like a male videographer or a male DJ or any kind of vendor, everybody assumes that he's my boss and like I'm there working as part of his team. Like no one ever just assumes that I'm there on my own with my own business.
Truly, I never would have expected that. All of those comments blow my mind.
Yeah.
Clarice, may I make a comment?
Yeah.
Hi.
For those of you who don't know, Annette was also part of our Women's History celebration. She was our presenter from last week. So we're happy to see your face.
Yeah, this is interesting to me. I'm a historian, and I focus primarily on the reform movement, the progressive movement of the late 19th and the early 20th century, but some mid and early 19th century. Anyway, I would like to make a comment about Kasia's comment about how people are afraid of her, and she likes that. The only difference, Kasia, between you and a male, having made that remark, that admission, is that you apologized when you said, don't get me wrong. In other words, that was in essence a way of just so you didn't want to turn anybody off here or in the future. So My recommendation is next time you tell your story, is don't say, don't get me wrong. It's
But
okay to like it. It's okay
Yeah.
to like power. It's okay to like success.
But I'm not also talking as a success. It's like I'm not a usual person, not every single basic, like an average person mom, because I'm tall and I have a lot of muscle because I'm a bodybuilder. So when people look at me, they're like, oh my goodness, and they said I come across strong. I'm very direct, but when you know me deep inside, I'm a sweet, so that's what I'm saying. That fear in guys, because when they look at me and we all in the same facility, they're like, wow, she knows her stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to say also physical aspect to that too. So
Yeah, I think women are less and less apologizing for their strong feelings. And so I just applaud you. I just wanted to make
Thank you.
that recommendation, that you don't have to ever apologize.
No, but I was just like,
Unless you've been really rude.
no. I always try to tell people don't, but that's how I say, yeah. Thank you.
I have to give a shout out to Missy in the chat. I want to use one of your comments to kind of close up our program, but she is totally hyping up our businesses here, especially Kasia and ProCore Fitness, about how awesome you guys all are. So I will send this chat to our presenters later so they can read all these wonderful comments. Just so you know, Missy, I am seeing the chat and I want to acknowledge your contributions to our program here. I have one more general question, unless Tiffanee and Gina, did you have anything to add to the being women in business question?
I just feel like we all have that story that like, oh, you're too abrasive, you're too tall, like Kasia was saying, I've gotten that one too. You're too this, you're too that you might not have gotten had you been a man. But I feel like, you're not going to be a woman entrepreneur if you fit in someplace else. Like we've all created spaces for ourselves where we can thrive and can help other women thrive, or men too. Like it's not just exclusive. So I think that just speaks to, we're all probably going to have one of those stories, or you got to check with your husband before you buy it. That just blew my mind. I don't have a husband, so I'm not sure what I would have supposed to do at that point. Like, okay, anyway.
Good point. Good point.
That's just
That's your dad, Tiffanee.
yeah. But that made us who we are, and that's made us stronger businesswomen. So yeah, keep the comments coming. They can roll off our backs, and here we are. We're just gonna keep getting stronger.
Gina, did you have anything to add?
I just agree with what you all said. Every once in a while, somebody will come in and say, can I speak with the owner? You're the owner? Yeah, I am. I'm the owner. So every once in a while, they don't expect it to be me, but obviously they're looking for something when they're walking in asking for the owner anyway. They're looking for some kind of, we want a raffle donation or we want something. They always ask for the owner then. And then when they get me, they're like, oh, that's you? Yeah, I don't know what you're looking for, but I'm it.
Yeah, it's amazing to hear all these stories, because I don't even realize, because I'm not a business owner. I work in our lovely library, but I don't always realize what happens in the business world when it comes to women entrepreneurs and things like that. So it's amazing to hear these stories and interesting to kind of get a real life view on it. The last question I had, and I didn't realize how many of you were moms. One thing that I know I've been told in my life, and I've seen other people question, it's like, how do you handle being the job of being a mom and being a business owner? I'm very curious about this question. So if any of our mom business owners out here can speak to that, I would love to hear it.
3 kids right here, 17, 15, and 10. 2 boys and a girl. So I've been having this business, successfully for 6 years. When you are a business owner like me, you are actually married to it. You wake up, you think about it, you go through the day, you think about it, and you go to bed and you still think about it. You know, I have my phone with me all the time because my clients, people who call me, who text me, it's priority. How do I manage my life with my kids? As I said, opening a business in New Lenox, 8 minutes from my house is the trick, because I can always go, come back home, and being my own boss, I can always change something if I don't like it. Like my work schedule, I am very flexible. I have to be flexible because everybody who I train, most of my clients have kids too. So we all have lives. So my business works, it's not my schedule, it's my client's schedule. Whatever they need me, I always try to, be flexible with everybody. And I don't work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. I work 7 days a week. Yes, the gym is open 7 days a week, but tomorrow I'm taking my kids. We're going to some friends, their friends. We're going somewhere downtown, or they want to go with somebody's lunch. I'm like, okay, let's go. So I cancel my clients politely and I move them to a different day. So that's how I work it. And I always try to be on the kids' activities, like soccer. My daughter plays soccer, so I can always finish early and be the mom. And you always going to see me in my workout clothes, always with my shorts and my gym shoes and t-shirt, or some jacket, because I'm always running from work. But I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I open my gym at 8, and I'm always available. I'm always on time, but I always make sure that I send my kids to school first. Like my daughter, people ask me, can you be open at 7? I'm like, you can get inside at 7. You can be there. I'll give you the key, but I'll meet you there at 7 because my daughter is my priority. You know what I'm saying? And I'm teaching my daughter also. It's not only me going, mommy's going to work, but I'm teaching her how to be successful by that. And I think being organized, it really helps. So 8 minutes away from work, from my job, and being flexible, this really helps a lot, and 3 kids. And I don't know how I'm doing it. Sometimes I'm questioning myself. I'm like, I step back out of like a body experience and I'm like, who are you? How are you doing? Like, good job. Because there are days, ladies, that I start, sometimes I'm up by 5 o'clock by myself because I would like to have my own breakfast. You know what I'm saying? My peace and quiet, in quiet time, I have my breakfast. I answer all the emails. I start at 5, and sometimes I don't go to bed until, be honest, like 11 o'clock. And then there's laundry, there's this. So between my work schedule, I can always come home and do a laundry, go grocery shopping, but you're always going to see me running around in my shorts and my jacket and ProCore everywhere. So that's my experience. And I just do it day by day. I take one day at a time.
All you can do.
That's all you can do.
Katie.
So we have nine kids between us. I have 4, Andrea has 3, and Aaron has 2. And it's crazy. We schedule our sessions around our kids' school schedules so that we don't have to worry about babysitters. And then everything else, all the back end stuff, we just do like after they go to bed, or when I'm sitting at gymnastics and, or something. We just make it work.
Also, we help each other. It's nice if there's 3 of us. If one person can't pick one of the kids up, one of us will run and take the other kid. So we're definitely like a 3-mom community, I think. So we just kind of help each other and work around it.
Very nice. That's exciting. That's cool. Yeah, it's kind of nice that you guys have that you guys all have kind of a similar situation, and there you're able to work together on both like your family situation and your business.
Yeah, all our kids are right around the same age too. But I have a freshman, but the rest of them are all around the same age. Yeah.
And that's what was the most attractive thing when we decided to merge all 3 separate businesses into one, was that we no longer had to do everything. We all just had to do one thing, and it gave us more time to be at home, but still run a successful business. So yeah.
Excellent. That's very cool to hear. And it's a kind of a unique situation that I like hearing about. So thank you guys. Okay.
Well, the restaurant is open 7 days a week also. So we're open 6 to 3. And I also work 7 days, so it's not, you know, there's no Monday through Friday. In fact, Monday through Friday is the easy part. It's the weekend that's totally insane at the restaurant. So, but fortunately, my children are a little older. My baby's 21, and she's actually the one that does a lot of work for us at the Teardrop at the library. And my son is 28, so I don't have, mine are younger. I don't need a babysitter. They can be, they're pretty much on their own. So that's the end. But the work end of it, I'm 7 minutes away from work and home, but if there's a train, maybe 12 or 13. So
and there's always
it's nice. A coming or going, there's a train. So, so it's nice to live in New Lenox and work in New Lenox. It makes it easier, you know, and obviously if somebody needed something, I would be right there to help. So I, you know, not just because they're older, they don't need me. They're always going to need mom, but yeah, we're right there. We're very close. And my husband is a big part of our work life at the restaurant because he's there with us. And so he just goes and does whatever. He's actually retired. So we have a good core of people that work. So it makes it easier to get things done. And if there's something that needs to be done at home, we'll handle that too, because there's many of us involved in this family business.
Yep. Just find ways to make it work.
Yeah, I can't obviously speak to having kids. I do not have any, but I am the daughter of entrepreneurs and local business owners. And I can just talk to all these moms right here and say, like, we notice that you're at volleyball games and plays, and we notice that you're here and we see you working hard. So like, I don't know, not that I'm like your guys' kids, obviously we're around the same age, but like they notice. So keep it up, because I know it's hard. I know my parents, it's still hard for them, and we're older too now, but you know, we see you working hard and that makes us want to work hard. So good job, all you moms out there.
Thanks, Tiffany. It's the light.
It's so cool to hear people supporting each other. I love this. Okay, so I have asked my questions. So I will open it up if anyone wants to unmute and ask our panelists questions, or if you're a women business owner and you do have any comments to include, now is your time to share or ask questions. Don't see any questions in the chat right now, but again, feel free to put them in the chat if you don't want to unmute, or if you're watching through Facebook Live, feel free to comment. So I will open it up to anyone else who wants to talk.
Hi, my name is Liz Whitehead, and I have just enjoyed listening to everyone so much. I opened my business 29 days ago, and so I'm very brand new. I'm still learning how to bill and fighting with insurance companies, but you guys are amazing. You talk about discrimination. The only one I've had to deal with is actually my brother-in-law, who said, people at our age usually retire. And I said, I can't, I'm not ready. So it's brand new. I'm in New Lenox because I live a mile away, and I love New Lenox. You guys give me hope and laughter. I think without laughter, you're not going to make it. So thank you, all of you.
Liz, this is Gina from Teardrop. I missed what you said your business was.
It's psychotherapy. It's Whitehead Counseling Services across from the post office.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
You're right by the library. Come in.
I am, yes. And I have a book who's overdue, so oops.
Well, we're fine free now.
Maybe we can work something out for you.
Liz, my advice to you would be take advantage of the stuff that our village offers to the small business owners, and social media. I'm not sure how, if you need any help, I can help you with the social media. If you need any help, you can contact me through ProCore webpage. But Facebook is amazing. I mean, besides what's going on right now, I focus on my business. I have a Facebook page, and every day I try to post something, you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
and it's called free advertisement, and it really helps a lot,
Yeah.
So, because when you're starting a business, you don't have enough, money, finances, advertise. So you're basically doing word of mouth or try to, do something for free, which is like, for me, Facebook is really good, or Instagram, but that's a little bit more out there. So if you need any help, Liz, I can sit down with you and I can go over some stuff with you. Okay.
Would you mind contacting Blue Cross Blue Shield and fighting with them?
No, I can't do that.
So,
That's a no?
I just called them because I am in the same position you are. I am not fighting with them, but there is a program, ladies out there, for the fitness industry. When you pay $25, right, you can have access to all the gyms around the country, right? Like LA Fitness or Lifetime or 24-hour fitness. And we found out that ProCore Fitness name is on the list. And people are calling me and asking me, well, you're supposed to, we're going to pay you $25 for the membership and you take it, right? I'm like, no, we don't take Blue Cross. We're not a part of it. We are out of it. I don't even know how I came up across that. So basically, like, I can't afford being a part of Blue Cross Blue Shields because they target, major businesses, huge companies, corporations, which is fine, which works for them. For us, for small business, it would never work. We're going to start losing money. So I had to write notes and letters, actually back and forth emails for them to take me off. You know how that happened? When we use Google actually, there's some kind of connection between Google and Blue Cross. They're using the same server, and my name just popped in, and they're using all the information and most of the gym in our area, which is kind of weird. So good luck, Liz.
Thank you.
Good luck. You got this.
Thanks. Yep.
Does anyone else have any other questions for our panelists, or any other comments, or are a women business owner looking to share your experience?
Liz, anytime you want to come out and hang out with us, feel free.
Oh, I'd love to.
We love
I'd
Liz.
love to. You guys are hilarious.
Turn your book and then we'll give you our address.
You should do that. Yep. My kids are, they're in their 40s, but I'll tell you, I'm having the time of my life doing this.
Yeah.
This is like, look out, here I come.
Incredible.
Sorry.
Can I ask a question, Liz?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, hi,
you
Miss
said,
Missy.
hi, I know. When I jumped on, because I go to Kasia's gym, so she's been talking about this for like the whole month that she's going to be on.
Hey.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't know who else would be on it. So I'm like, Cedar and Moss, there's Erin. I had her daughters as I was their teacher in preschool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Teardrop Cafe, I've been there. Tiffanee, I don't know you because we haven't traveled.
we can fix that.
I know. It seems that everywhere we go, we just go in our car. So it's definitely, I think I'll be driving to Waco. You got any deals there? My daughter's going to Baylor next year. So that's where I'll be going. But anyway, Liz, you said psychotherapy?
Yeah,
So you're doing like counseling right now?
I am.
Okay. I would think that your business would be taking off right now after COVID. Because mentally, I'm telling you, if I didn't have ProCore, I'd be going crazy.
Actually, it's been a little humbling because 29 days, I have 33 clients already. And it is very humbling because, first off, to me, it's an honor that people share their lives with me. And I think therapy is a relationship, very, very special, nothing to fool around with, you know. But with the COVID, I've heard the term COVID crack, meaning a lot of people with the pandemic, they're having their first nervous breakdown, no matter what age. And yeah, it's not been hard to start my business, but it's in a way sad that it's not been hard.
Yeah. I just think, like, I worry about the kids. I'm a mom, you know, I have one that's graduating with a master's and one that's graduating as a senior going on to college. And the mental state of them is my primary concern with, and not just my own, all of them. Like I work at Mother's Day Out, 2, 3, and 4-year-olds. Like I'm already like, next year's gonna be so different. We didn't open 2s this year. The 2s I already think like I'm gonna have next year. I'm like, these are COVID babies that haven't been out in the world. Like they've been infants and they haven't been able to go anywhere. So I'm like praying, you know, like as the weather gets warmer in summer and, you know, hopefully some of the restrictions get, you know, loosened up, that these kids can socialize. Like it's like, we need people, right? Like that's the thing Kasia's saying about her business staying open, Gina, that you know, figured it out with takeout. I know a lot of people were doing takeout. Cedar and Moss, I know that you like do these little photo shoots. They're so cute. And I think those are like an amazing thing. I always see advertisements for it. And I mean, these families, like they just, the fact that you were able to do it for them, like you offered a service that they really wanted. They wanted to remain as normal as possible. So I just think that, like, yeah, I applaud you all. I know it's not easy being a mom, and I chose to stay home with my kids. So I never worked in my true degree field, and I still hear about it today, but I wouldn't ever go and take it back. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about like supporting small business, and I think you're all doing like a phenomenal job. So I think Kasia gave you good advice. Cedar and Moss gave you good advice. Liz, you got to get on social media, or maybe not. And maybe you just need somebody to come in and call the insurance companies for you. It sounds like you might need an assistant is what you need.
Yeah.
You talk to the people and someone needs to take care of the paperwork for you.
There you go.
I agree. And I think late, I'm not worried about COVID myself. I really don't care about it. You know what I care about? My kids' mental health. Because I see kids in different ages, 17, 15, and 10. It's a crucial time in their lives. And for them not to go to school and they see their friends and teachers, it's taking toll. Last year when we were locked down, I saw my daughter on the couch every day. I said, honey, let's go. No, mommy, I'm tired. I'm like, why are you tired? We didn't even do anything today. So for me, mental health is the most important. But I think as all of us here, we have four, maybe Liz, you're the 5th business owner here on this conversation of the Zoom. I think we should support each other. You know what I'm saying? Because Liz is starting business. I'm in the business 6 years. We have a photography. I own a fitness. Liz got the mental point of it, and we have travel. We can come up with something. You know, we put
Vacation. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I am, ladies. I'm all about
I
supporting.
have alcohol at the restaurant if you want.
There you go.
I mean, I can join in with that.
Gina, I am looking for a 6 years anniversary, and I'm looking for a place to have my members, over 40 people. I mean, they know they're going to be at least 40 people. They're going to come and celebrate. So we're looking for May 1st. If you open in the afternoon, we can get some deal going, because this is how we
Come
got to
on.
work together.
Come talk to me. We'll figure it out.
There you go. And
Good
I'm looking
deal.
for food.
Absolutely.
And it's you know, we're trying to have some fun a little bit. But ladies, I'm all about supporting women. I mean, people come to me from different places and stuff, and fitness, working out, and it's not even like Missy said, it has saved her life, because you come to this facility, you are welcome, it's your place, I'm gonna tell you what I do with my members because I trust my members. Whoever joins the gym, pays the memberships, I gave him something from my heart. It's the key to the gym. Every single member who is a ProCore member, they have a key to the gym, because in this situation like this right now with COVID, I want to make sure that my members feel comfortable coming to the gym by themselves. They don't have to be in the specific times. You know what I'm saying? So you have access 24 hours to the gym, but that was my decision. I did that for my members. And there are people there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and there are people there at 10 o'clock in the evening. So the gym is there's always somebody there. You know what I'm saying? But we need to support each other, Facebook, talking. I will give you guys emails, after we finish. Reach out to everybody. How can we help each other to grow in New Lenox?
That was wonderfully said, Kasia. Unfortunately, it is 7 o'clock already. Then this hour flew by. I do have to wrap us up, but I did just want to read off. We got a comment from Colleen on Facebook that said, "Great job, ladies. Keep up the great work." And then Missy, I wanted to read the first comment you made because it made me smile. All of you are amazing women. All of you are amazing. Women are so strong. You have proved this, especially this past year. And I cannot agree more. I'm so grateful for our panelists, and Liz, thank you for joining us and talking about your business ventures as well. We loved having you and everyone's contributions. Like I said, keep an eye out for more upcoming programs at the library, but I just want to thank our panelists again for your time and for joining us, and for everyone for joining us tonight, because this has been an awesome discussion and conversation. So thank you all.
We also want to thank you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Very
Great.
informative. Very
You're
good.
Thank you.
welcome.
Very awesome.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks, guys, and have a great rest of your night.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.